It's Bob and Tom Tonight, starring Chick McGee, Christy Lee, Josh Arnold, Ace Cosby, Pat Godwin, Willie Griswold, and Tom Griswold.
It's great to be here in the studios, and I look around the room. I go to my left, and there's the very handsome Nate Bargatze, comedian.
Nate!
Thank you. What's up? Great to see
Nate.
everybody.
I've seen you forever.
I know.
Yeah.
You're on the Rain Check tour.
Yep.
Is this because the tour was postponed? Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
What's going on?
It goes, we didn't even acknowledge COVID. We stayed out during it. No. So I was like, tell everybody, I always say when I went on stage is like, just so everybody know, everybody in this room has COVID. And we do only shows with people that have COVID.
Okay.
So it's the opposite of what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, well, good.
It's like those herpes websites where people can meet.
Yeah.
What, is there such a thing?
Yeah.
Like,
I think so,
is
yeah.
there a date? I mean, they've got these dating apps for everything.
Yeah. It's
wow.
justherpes.com. Sure, yeah.
Okay. And do they have Just Lunch? Isn't that one of them, Christy?
Or just herp.
Yeah.
Just herp.
Yeah.
What are you asking me for?
Just a Drip?
Oh, my gosh.
That's probably the wrong venereal disease. So sorry. Nate Bargatze is our guest. Nate will be, I understand, this evening. He'll be at a great spot tonight. It's the Old National Events Plaza in Evansville. And then lots of shows coming up, including St. Louis at the Stifle Theater. Have you ever been there, Josh?
Yes, beautiful.
Stifle.
Okay.
Cool
very
place.
good. And then Pensacola on February 3rd, the Sanger Theater. The Orpheum in New Orleans coming up. Grand Prairie Theater in Texas.
Wow.
Some great stuff happening, including the concert hall, the Bass Concert Hall in Austin, Texas. Another show's been added. I don't know if you heard about this, Nate. They're going to work you to death over here.
Yeah. It's sad looking. I mean, it's great looking at it, but it's like tiring.
Now, you just missed our friend Al Jackson, a stand-up comedian, and now Al is on a television show called The Daily Blast Live. You are friends with Al.
Yes. Yeah, me and Al, for one of the first time, there's, because we did a show, we co-headlined in Miami at a comedy club, and they, from the thing, it said Al Jackson and Nate B. They didn't have enough letters for Bargatze. And I was convinced that, if people I'm sure knows, but Al Jackson's black, and I'm not. And so, but I would sound like the white comic, Al Jackson, and he would sound like the black comic, Nate B.
Yes.
So if they get there and they don't know who we are, I think they were like, oh, I did not expect that's the backwards way I thought.
Yeah, there are surprises. Those people who, one comedy or one theater actually billed him as Alan Jackson.
Yeah.
Boy, wow, boy, were those folks surprised.
Honey, get your coat.
There ain't no guitar on that guy.
He did, when I called him, I remember Al's the best and is super fun. And so I called him when he was about to land, and I was like, hey, I'm here. Are you here? And he goes, I'll be there in like 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, you're like on the way to the hotel? He's like, no, I'm still in the air. He answered the phone on the plane, and he was like, we're about to land. I'm like, well, can you even answer the phone on a plane? Al does. Al just talked to you.
Yeah, so much for that 5G. How come the plane missed the runway? Oh, Al was on the phone.
Yeah.
Nate is traveling with another comedian who I had not met until a few minutes ago, Nic Novicki. You want to handle the introduction here, Nate?
Yeah. Nic Novicki, he's a comedian, very funny comedian, actor, done a lot of been Sopranos, a bunch of other stuff. I forget his other was Boardwalk Empire, bunch of stuff like that. Me and him started together in New York City, and we used to live together.
Oh, okay.
We shared a living room when we first started in comedy, and there was a curtain that just split us apart. It was like we had a curtain to separate our rooms.
Wow.
And then, so he would do that. And I had Nick as a little person, but his room was bigger than mine.
And you do mean officially Nick is a little person?
Yes.
You look kind of like John Lennon, shorter.
What?
Don't you think?
I thought Lennon was taller.
I think Chapman would have missed.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Nick. You're part of a John Lennon assassination joke.
You do not look like John Lennon.
Yes, he does.
I've heard a lot of different things. Never John Lennon.
No.
I'm not seeing it either.
Because
but,
he's crazy.
Yeah, he's out of his mind.
Anybody else seeing Lennon?
No one sees John. No one sees John Lennon.
I like it. I'm a big fan.
Sure.
Well, big fan.
That's not why we were laughing. We were laughing because
I'll take it.
Okay. So you were on The Sopranos?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Which
was.
episode?
So there was an episode all about AJ, where AJ starts going to clubs and partying.
Yep.
He's the son of Tony, you know.
yes. He's paying for the
And so
bottle
he's
service.
paying for bottle service,
Yeah.
and then he starts leaving, and I'm like, hey, you know, what are you doing? So I kind of shake him down. I was a nightclub manager. And funny story about that, too, is Nate and I, we just love playing video games. And this is arguably the biggest opportunity I've ever had. And I have an audition the next day, and we're just playing Madden until 4 in the morning. And our other roommate comes in. He's like, what are you doing? You haven't even worked on your lines for the audition. I was like, yeah, I probably should. And,
sometimes that's the way to go, isn't it?
It is.
You got the gig. And I ask this with all due respect. Was the part written for someone small of stature, or was it just an open audition?
No, it wasn't written at all for a little person, and I just got the role, and so it was really cool.
Right on.
Yeah.
No, do you often get, when they send you a script, that they know that you're, how tall are you?
Yeah, I'm 3'10", so usually they know.
Gotcha.
Usually it's I can tell by the writing, you know. But no, it was an amazing opportunity, and I've been lucky. I've gotten a lot of opportunities, you know, to be in different shows. And once you start working, you get more opportunities, and you know, now I'm just riding Nate's coattails. So
So we go on the road a lot, and so Nic is one of my best friends, and. But Nic's very fun. In my special, The Greatest Average American, I talked about playing a prank on him. I convinced Nic I didn't know who Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding were. And so we were just on a tour bus, and somehow they got brought up, and I was like, I don't know who they are. And so with Nic can believe a lot of stuff, and he was like, you don't know? And I go, yeah, I don't. And then I just went with it for a month. In every city we would go to, I would get off the bus. If I saw anybody walked up, I go, I know this seems crazy, but don't. If Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding get brought up, you just act like you don't know who they are. So I was getting everybody to be like, I don't know who. And he just thought, I mean, he was like, he would go, how do you not? He would say all this stuff, and I was like, well, they should do a 30 for 30 on them. And he's like, they did. And then I revealed on the special is when I told him, and if you, the end credits of The Greatest Average American, we show him, and I tell him on the special that I, of course, know who they are, and I've been lying to him.
And it was so great because I opened for him in the special, and I was sitting in the audience. And mind you, this is literally a month of just different random people. I mean, literally people in a hotel. I check into a hotel, and you know, and they'd be in on it. And now I'm sitting watching him do this special for the first time. It's revealed that he has for a month been playing this crazy elaborate prank.
Wow, that is a lot of work.
Where I feel like I'm the most knowledgeable ice skater person on the planet.
Sure.
He only references 90s sports. So it's all just Notre Dame, I don't know, Cowboys, Giants had a good, just these weird. Sure.
Have you gotten him back?
You know, I can't. He's like a chess player. You know, he's got all kinds of little.
Nic forgets. Nic will talk to you, and I can watch Nic when I can see that he trails off and he's not listening. We have my tour manager is my buddy Travis, and we once went to eat, and I know Nic will just start talking to you, and I know he's stopped listening. So I like watching someone not realize that, and they keep talking to him. And so he just asks Travis a random. He's like, "How's the Lakers doing?" or something, whatever.
Right.
And Travis just starts talking about the Lakers, and Nic just gets up and walks by him and pats him on the back and just goes to the bathroom. Just leaves him.
Fascinating conversation. I got a question. Being a stand-up comedian,
Yeah.
I imagine that knowing the especially coming up in the clubs, not everyone's really paying attention when it comes to the staff. I'm envisioning you being introduced, walking out, and the microphone's 5 feet up there, and you've got to climb the.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been there, and it was fun. I mean, I used to talk all the time about that too, because I used to speak as a kid, raising money for Little People of America and stuff, and there'd be a podium, and there'd be no stool. So I'm just like, all right, great planning here, guys, for this fundraiser. We're gonna raise a lot of money now, huh?
Now,
so.
when you were roommates,
Yeah.
in your, it sounds like it was a big studio apartment. Did you, again, with all due respect, did you have a stool that you'd lug around so you could reach the kitchen sink and the bathroom? And
I have stools all over the country. I place them everywhere. No, we literally did. I definitely was a fan of stools, and
we walked. So we had two roommates, Dustin Chafin and Rich Ronovich, two other comedians. But our buddy Dustin walked in on Nick cooking naked.
Wow!
And he was standing on a stool, and he was cooking sausages.
Actually, it was kielbasa.
Close enough.
And then
I bet it was kielbasa.
yeah, Dustin left to go do shows and then came back within 5 minutes because he forgot something, and Nick was already naked cooking. Like, it was that quick. Like, he was just like, the second that door shuts, everything's off.
Feel like to be naked.
Yeah.
Well, part of it was I was running behind, so the shower was on, and I was like, let me just cook, and do the same thing at the same time. But I'll tell you what, that was probably one of the worst moments of my life. Because I'm making kielbasa, I'm relaxed, I'm happy about it.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden the door opens up, and I'm like, ooh, this is bad.
I would think being around huge sausages.
Because now I'm also on a stool, so now I got to get off the stool and hide myself and try to pretend like this is just something that I'm doing, and it's a casual, normal Tuesday.
Nick, do you mind if I ask, are you a single guy? Or?
No, married.
Very good.
Yeah.
How many years?
I'm thinking about that for a sec.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
Oh, boy.
6 years. 6 years.
Right on.
Okay.
Wow.
Now, this, again, may seem to be insensitive.
Most of what you say is.
Yes, of course.
That's true.
We were talking earlier about dating websites and that sort of thing, and the apps, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, my God.
Here we go.
I think it's a fair question. Is there a dating? I'm not necessarily suggesting that you were involved in it, but is there a dating app for those of small stature, such as yourself?
Small population, so no. Hey, who's on board? Nobody. All right.
I thought that's what the app was called.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I was like, it should be called that. Small population is a great name for it.
No, it's I've been with my wife now for 11 years, so like I missed the dating app thing. I feel like. And there isn't, but I met her. She's also a little person at a Little People convention. So that is kind of like a live dating app where you can kind of meet other little people.
Yes.
It's like,
And again, with all due respect, and there are comedian groupies out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to ask Nate if you ever experienced any of this, but I mean,
certainly not.
there
All
are.
the time. Go ahead.
Josh, you know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
After your show, the ladies walk up and you're sure are funny, and then
Well, look at him. You can't avoid him.
actually want to know. Would you say that there are groupies that are specifically they have a type, if you will? Does this make sense?
I think so. I've heard about it, but I didn't experience it. So it's. But the crazy thing too is my kind of dwarfism. You can't really tell by my face that I have dwarfism because
You're proportioned in what would be called a standard issue.
Just listen.
Help
to Nick.
anybody
No,
else.
no.
Nick,
Nick,
somebody help.
No, we're not going to help you because you didn't have to talk. Nick was speaking.
No, but if you were watching on the TV, you could not tell that Nate is only 3'10".
Yeah.
Right.
Unless you stood up on the.
Yeah, so that's the kind of crazy thing that I'm thinking about now because I miss the dating apps. I've been with my wife for 11 years, but I would almost be able to, if I just showed my face, announce if I'm little or not, whether I wanted to.
Right.
I didn't, and I would, but that would be kind of fun if I just didn't announce it and then I just show up and I'm like, what's up?
The date reveal.
Yeah.
You get there first.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Tom, remember the girl who found out the guy only had one arm on the second date?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think on the first date they might pick up on this.
I can't imagine a woman being that self-involved, though. What did he say?
Once again, these guys are part of the tour, which is known as the Rain Check Tour. Nate Bargatze back out. And Nate is also the man behind and in front of the camera on the Greatest Average American shows currently streaming on Netflix.
Yes.
So see that. How's your personal life? Everything good?
No, it's all been great. I mean, I'm traveling a lot on the road. Greatest Average American. It's got nominated for a Grammy.
Congratulations.
So, that's fun. It's crazy. And so, it's all going, couldn't be going better.
And your dad
Oh, I
was a
just gonna say-
clown
yeah, we didn't get to
or
talk
a
about
magician,
that.
right? Or
Yeah,
both?
he did both. He was a clown at the very beginning, and then he's a magician now. He comes out with me sometimes. On the road.
What is his professional name?
It's Stephen Bargatze.
Oh, it's
his
not like
name.
the great Bargatze.
No. The magic.
It's not like
of Stephen.
Bongo.
I heard he kills, too.
Yeah. Oh,
Does
he
he-
destroys.
He just does magic now with a normal suit on and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no clown nose. Or,
No. Yeah, no. That's the normal. He'll have a top hat and like he'll wear like a magic shirt. But he comes like Nick and my dad come to Vegas, and they and so they when they do those shows, and so it's like they go out. Nick and my dad usually go out and do something together, like they little back and forth.
It's so fun. Yeah.
He goes, the best was my dad was hanging out with Nick, because I've told my dad knows all these stories about, like with Travis, we talked about the Laker game and stuff. So my dad, they're in the hot tub, and my dad and Nick are in the hot tub, and Nick will start something he can't hear because the bubbles, I guess, but he goes, "How's everything going?" And sadly, my aunt is going through some rough times right now. She has cancer, and we think about her every day. But my dad tells Nick that, and Nick can't hear it, and he goes, "That's great, man," and he just says it's great. And then gets out of the hot tub and grabs his towel. Nick throws it in the trash can, thinks it's the towel bin, and he just throws the towel in the trash can. And my dad goes, "That's the trash can." Nick's like, "I've done that every day this week." He's thrown like 5 towels into the trash can.
All right.
What did your dad have when he was a clown? Was he, I don't know, did he have a name?
Yo-Yo the clown.
Yo-yo.
Yo-Yo the clown.
That's right. Yo-yo.
And then, yeah.
Was he an expert on the yo-yo?
No, you know what? I don't think he did a lot of yo-yo stuff. And that
Do you
was,
think some people were in the crowd waiting?
Bit of a
"Oh, this-
misnomer.
Waiting for the
This
Dunkin'
must be
Yo-yos?
the
that
yo-yo
is true.
part.
I never thought about it.
Walk
They
the
did.
dog.
Yeah.
Something.
this is
Come on, yo-yo.
This is
Nick,
misleading.
do you work the yo-yo at all?
I mean, I'm up for it. I haven't yet, but
What are you? I want to know why you asked Nick if he.
Yeah.
Because it might be easier. This group of people organized $30 million to explore this invention.
Yeah, a toilet seat that can detect your heart rate and blood pressure.
Oh.
A healthcare technology firm called Kasana announced it's raised an additional $30 million that will use for the development and commercialization of the firm's first product, a toilet seat called the Heart Seat. The toilet seat can detect your heart rate and blood pressure. It features a cuffless blood pressure monitor built right in to the toilet seat.
Yeah, my opinion is there's no way I'm shoving my arm all the way in that hole.
I think it reads it from the butt cheeks.
It's not noodling. You're not
Yeah.
noodling.
There's a
I'm
pulse
just kidding.
throughout your entire body.
That's actually, that's a pretty good idea. Pat, I understand. Do you have a tribute? Well, I don't understand.
Josh is doing all right. Sold out show this Saturday night. Making extra cash. So I did something nice for his ass. Toilet seat. Oh, toilet seat. Yeah. The new toilet is sweet. It even measures your heartbeat and the girls he meets. They're gonna love Josh's new toilet seat, yeah. The toilet seat. He's got a bidet under his toilet seat. A warm little splash. And you won't get a nasty butt rash. Plant your feet. We'll check your blood pressure on his toilet seat, yeah. The toilet seat. On the toilet, a pizza Josh eats, yeah, yeah. Toilet seat, yeah. The stool is red, I guess it's the beach toilet seat. Whoa, toilet seat. Talking about a toilet seat now.
A tribute to, isn't it Sniff and the Tears?
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
driver's
this case,
seat.
sniff in the rear.
Watch the entire show live or on demand at bobandtom.com or listen live with the Bob and Tom app. And be sure to tune in next time for more Bob and Tom Tonight.